Ethereum, the blockchain that somehow convinced the world that digital code can be money, art, and a funny cat gif at the same time. Some people think Ethereum is overpriced nonsense. Others say it's the backbone of the future financial system. By 2026, will Ethereum be to the moon, like Tom Lee says, or just another coin people complain about on X? Let's break down the bear, the base, and the bull cases for 2026, and we'll sprinkle in some reality checks while we're at it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Ethereum, its history, and where we think it's headed in 2026. So, a little history for those of you who may be new to crypto. Ethereum launched in 2015, promising us to make Bitcoin smart. Since then, 2016, the DAO hack happened. Yep, that $50 million disaster. Fun times. 2020, DeFi took off, and everyone pretended they understood it. 2022, Ethereum merged to proof of stake, cutting energy use by 99.9%. I mean, look at them. They're saving the planet without printing more ETH. Today, Ethereum is number 2 by market cap, powering thousands of apps and billions in DeFi value, all while competing with a dozen change that want to eat its lunch. Guys, Ethereum, it's the real deal. So let's talk 2026. What are some catalysts that could push Ethereum up to that next price tier? Today, I think we're sitting around, as I speak, around 3,200. What's it going to take? Are we going to get to 6K, 12K, 15 and beyond? So let's talk about what would need to happen to Ethereum for the price actually worth talking about in 2026. We're going to need to see some L2 adoption. Arbitrum, Optimism, and friends are here to make Ethereum fast and cheap. If they succeed, maybe we'll finally stop crying about $50 gas fees. Institutional DeFi adoption needs to accelerate. Banks and corporations are eyeing Ethereum because why leave trillions of dollars on the table? Ethereum staking is growing. Okay, we just saw BlackRock. I can't remember if they announced it or they released it, but BlackRock is looking at a staked Ethereum ETF. This is huge, huge for Ethereum. So that is another catalyst we'll see in 2026. Because you guys, more ETH staked means less supply and potentially higher prices. So BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, releasing a staked ETF of Ethereum could take tons of supply out of circulation, which could push prices higher. We need to see NFT and gaming explosion is another catalyst, and people are still buying pixelated apes. Yes, those weird NFTs, there is still a market for those. And if it increases, if that craze comes back, it could also be a little catalyst for ETH in 2026. So, a couple macro tailwinds, right? The dollar debasement, weak fiat currencies, high inflation. Maybe, if these things continue, just maybe, crypto could become serious money. Another macro tailwind that we need to see happen is regulatory clarity. Guys, we need that Clarity Act to pass in 2026 or earlier. I've heard whispers they might try pass it before 2025 is over. But we need regulatory clarity, and we need to hope that what is in that bill is favorable for crypto. So when the government stops saying, crypto bad, and starts saying, oh, crypto okay-ish, trillions of dollars, trillions could flood in if the government, boom, puts their stamp of approval on it. Okay, let's get into some price predictions for Ethereum in 2026. My bear case scenario. And this is what would have to happen or what we'd see in the market in order for this to play out. Ethereum decides to be difficult. L2 adoption stalls, DeFi hype fizzles, and Solana, Avalanche, and others steal the spotlight. So my bear price target for 2026 is $2,500 to $3,500. So we're talking about 30% down to 20% up. Not glamorous, not the worst thing in the world. Ethereum would survive. It would just quietly sulk in the corner while other chains have all the fun. I really don't see that one happening, but it is a possibility. We're talking about crypto here. So the base case scenario, the base most likely thing that's going to happen and the price target for this is Ethereum. It just keeps on being Ethereum. The layer 2 scaling continues to work and more projects jump on board. DeFi and staking steadily grows. NFTs and gaming will continue, albeit moderately. So my base price for 2026 is $4,500 to $7,000. This represents about a 30% to 100% upside if things continue to go on at the clip they're going now. So Ethereum in this case won't be lighting the world on fire, but it's also not crashing into a volcano. This is a solid middle ground outcome. And the bull case scenario. Ethereum would become the internet's favorite child, just like I am to my mom. Mass adoption of DeFi and Web3 would occur. Cheap, fast transactions everywhere. Everywhere you look. Enterprise contracts roll in, like Oprah giving out free cars. So you get some contract, and you get a contract, and you get a contract, right? All these contracts are becoming into Ethereum. NFT and gaming markets would explode. Like someone pressed the, hey, let's go viral button, right? Boom, big, everywhere. 2026 would be the year of mass adoption. If that happens, my bull price target for 26 would be $8,000 to $15,000. We're talking 2 to 3x in 2026 if these things play out. And guys, if the Clarity Act is beneficial and taxes continue to come down, cryptomania could hit again, which means $20,000 per ETH is not impossible. And yes, some people will definitely be shouting, I told you so on X, but it is possible. So remember, Ethereum isn't just a coin. It is the platform that could run the next generation internet, finance, and maybe, just maybe, your grandma's viral virtual cat collection. Yes, it's volatile. Yes, competitors do exist. And some people will never stop complaining about the gas fees. But Ethereum continues to innovate. It continues to scale. And it continues to stubbornly survive, making it one of the most, if not the most, relevant crypto assets for 2026. So guys, if you found value in this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you want more crypto news and commentary and price targets for 2026. But always remember, the world of crypto is volatile, right? It is volatile and it moves fast. And that's why we need to make sure we stay focused and lock in, because the future is tokenized.